Hello and welcome to Spring Spot. Today we are going to be making rainbow wind socks. So for this craft today, you are going to need a few things from your Spring Spot box and a few things from home. So let's start with your Spring Spot box. The first thing you will need to grab is this small toilet paper roll. You will see it is labeled with the number 5 inside. And you will also notice that it has 2 holes punched on either side. You will also need to grab this small plastic bag, also labeled with the number 5. Inside you will see some streamers and a piece of string. And you will also need to grab 2 small pieces of construction paper. I have a blue and a white. These are also labeled with the number 5. Now from home, you will need some glue and a pair of scissors. Now before we get started, I just want to remind you that if at any point in this video you feel you need a little extra time, whether it is to grab something or spend a little bit more time working on your craft, you are always welcome to pause the video and come back when you are ready. So with that being said, let's get started. So the first thing we are going to do is we're going to take our toilet paper roll, and we're going to make this a rainbow windsock. Now, a windsock is something that blows in the wind. So when we're done, this is something we can hang outside, and it will show us how hard the wind is blowing, what direction the wind is blowing, and it will also look very beautiful in the wind. So we're gonna start by decorating the windsock. This will be the main part of the windsock with this blue piece of paper. So we're gonna wrap this paper around our windsock. But this paper is a little too big. So what I want you to do is I want you to take your piece of paper and starting right below your your hole that's punched inside, I want you to just wrap it around so you can see roughly how long you need the paper to be. So you want to keep these holes open so you can string something through them. But with my finger, I'm just gonna feel where my toilet paper roll ends, and maybe I can push my blue paper kind of on the bottom there to give it a crease, and that's going to tell me where I want to cut my paper. So it doesn't need to be exact, but this will help you make your blue paper a little bit of a better size for your windsock. So I creased it there, so that tells me I need to cut along this crease across my piece of blue paper. So I'm going to cut across. And it's actually looking like it's about halfway through my paper. So it looks like I've cut my blue piece of paper about in half. And now that I have it a little bit of a better size, I am going to wrap it around just to make sure. Again, I don't want to cover my holes. Yeah, that looks like a pretty good size. And I'm going to glue it onto my toilet paper roll. So with my glue, I'm going to put a little bit of glue on one end, press it onto my toilet paper roll like that, and then I can carefully wrap it all the way around, put some more glue on the other end, and glue it closed, like that. So now my windsock is all decorated with blue. Now it is a rainbow, so this blue can represent the blue sky. Now again, careful to make sure you're not covering the holes on either side. We want to keep those open so we can string something through them at the end. Good. So now that you have the blue wrapped around your windsock, I want you to take the white paper, and this is going to be your cloud. So if you would like, you can draw a cloud onto your paper and then cut it out. I'm just going to cut it out by eyeing it, but whatever is easier for you, you are welcome to do. This is going to be a cloud that we're going to glue to the top of our windsock. So that might give you an idea of how big or how small you want it to be. There's no right or wrong, just cut it and make it any shape that you would like. I'm going to make mine a fluffy cloud. So I'm going out and in as I turn my paper. Again, if it's easier for you to draw a cloud onto your paper and then cut it out, you're welcome to do that as well. But you can see here, I've cut out a cloud, not too big, not too small, the perfect size for my windsock there. So this is my blue sky, this is gonna be my cloud in the sky. Now I'm gonna glue my cloud onto my windsock, but again, I don't wanna cover the holes. So I'm gonna turn my windsock so that the holes are on either side, and I'm gonna glue my cloud on the front, just like that. So I put some glue in the center of my cloud. Again, making sure my holes are on either side, I'm gonna glue my cloud onto the front. Just like that. So now I have my cloud in my blue sky. If you wanna draw a cute face on your cloud, you're welcome to do that as well. That might look pretty cute. But I want to show you, again, I was careful not to cover the holes, right? So my holes are still there on either side. And my cloud is covering the fact that the blue is not covering my whole windsock. So the cloud shows just a beautiful white cloud and a beautiful blue sky. So now, for the most exciting part, I'm going to grab my small little bag that I got out of my box earlier. I have a piece of string, and I have some colorful streamers. So these streamers are going to represent the different colors in our rainbow. So here's where you get to have a choice. You have 3 long pieces of streamers. You can keep them long, or you can cut them in half and have 6 shorter pieces. It's just your preference, so you can decide. I'm going to keep mine long, but again, you can cut yours in half if you want shorter pieces. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take each piece of streamer one at a time. So I'm gonna start with my purple, and I'm gonna glue it to the bottom of my windsock. Now I don't wanna glue it to the outside. I wanna glue it onto the inside of my windsock, just like that. So what I can do is I can take a little glue, put it at the end. You don't need a lot because streamers are very thin and very light, so you don't need a lot of glue. I put some glue at the end or the top of my streamer, and with my fingers I'm just gonna press it onto the inside of my toilet paper roll. So it's gonna hang down like that. So there's one. I'll go to my next one, my blue. Now if you've cut them shorter, you might want to add a little bit more all the way around. It just depends on how you want it to look. I'm gonna put some glue at the top, and with my fingers, I'm gonna press it into my windsock. Just like that. Now I'm kind of gluing them all the way around the inside edge of my roll, so they're not really layered on top of each other. Maybe a little bit, but you wanna keep them separate so you can see all of the colors. So lastly, I put some glue at the top, and I'm gonna press it into my windsock. So now they're all hanging down below. Now last, I'm gonna take my string, and just like we talked about before, these holes on the side, I'm going to string it into my windsock. So I've put my string through one hole, I'm gonna tie it. Like that. And then I'm going to take the other end, put it through the other hole, and tie it. And now, you can see my string is tied to each side, and now I can hang my windsock. So again, this is gonna show you the wind, which direction it's blowing, how hard it is, and it's also gonna look really beautiful blowing in the wind. So you can find some place outside, maybe on your porch or in your front yard, maybe in a tree in your backyard, and you can hang it there and you can watch as the wind blows your windsock and makes it look beautiful, like a rainbow tail blowing in the wind. Now, as always, we would love to see your final product. So when you are done, feel free to send us a picture at info@springspot.co. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next time. Bye.